Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan.
The United States bombed Iran last night, sending all markets into turmoil. 1.02 billion liquidated from crypto markets in 24 hours. Bitcoin's streak of 44 days over 100K has been broken, with Bitcoin dipping to 99,000 today.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
This is a buying opportunity. Nothing fundamentally has changed with Bitcoin or crypto as assets at this time. The only reason that this is happening is because markets are scared because of the potential new war. It is possible that Donald Trump has gotten us into a new war.
I'm tired, boss.
And I hate to say it because facts are facts, but the fact is stock markets usually go up during war times because governments print more money to fund wars. So, if a new war has just started, I wouldn't like that, and obviously that would mean a lot of volatility, especially in the beginning, with uncertainty, but Bitcoin and the stock market would probably go up because of the escalated money printing. Now, let's be real about this. I do think that boots on the ground war is not very likely. I do think that Trump truly doesn't want to get America into a boots on the ground war. Of course, after bombing Iran, it is now not only possible, but much more likely that Iran retaliates. But the US is a lot more powerful. There's different ways they could retaliate. And listen, to be honest, I think, except, over the next couple weeks, I'm sure we'll see a lot of volatility and uncertainty. But think about it like this. Any hint of de-escalation and markets are going to pop hard. So I actually think de-escalation is the most likely scenario going forward, and we're not going to get into a World War III. And if that's the case, I suspect that Bitcoin and crypto are going to pop hard and the stock market pops hard. And looking at the chart, to be honest, Bitcoin could dip to the low 90s this month, maybe even the high 80s, and market structure would not be broken. Bitcoin could dip to the mid 90s next month, and market structure would not be broken. Even if Bitcoin did spend a couple weeks in the 80s range, I'd expect a big recovery rally and a big market bounce back. So I say again, this is a major buying opportunity for those with cash on the sidelines. Smash the like button if you appreciate me keeping it real with you. We put out one video every day, keeping you informed on the entire cryptocurrency market. Most content creators in the mainstream media certainly will not be releasing content until Monday or Tuesday. So if you appreciate us keeping you informed, even on a Sunday, even during times of war, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Bitcoin and crypto are here to stay. Nobody thinks Bitcoin's a scam anymore, and more people, institutions, entities are realizing that. Besides Iran, think about what's going on in the Middle East as it relates to Bitcoin and crypto. All of the Middle East is getting involved, buying Bitcoin and building with crypto. Do you realize this is happening?
The sovereign wealth funds and the mandate across the entire region, from Saudi to Abu Dhabi to Dubai to Bahrain to Qatar, is AI and blockchain. And not just using Bitcoin as a reserve asset, but also building the entire government infrastructure on blockchain, driving licenses, property deeds, the whole bloody lot. So it's it's fascinating to see. And then a lot of people say to me, well, if all of this money's coming in from the sovereigns, that may produce an outside return. And I'm thinking, well, if we're going from 3 trillion to 100 trillion, which is my estimate by just extrapolating out the trend rate of growth, you need larger players each time because the market cap is bigger, right? There's no way you're going to get to 15 trillion this cycle unless you've got bigger players. So it's kind of, I don't think it's what people think it is. I think it's just a function of the size of the market. The bigger it becomes, the more that those people are involved, and the more blockchain technology gets used, the more it uses the alts for infrastructure rails, for new forms of compute and storage and all the other things that are coming. So I just thought it was interesting because everyone's like, oh my God, it's a super cycle because of this. I'm starting to err towards, well, we've talked about this before, a longer cycle, just because the business cycle is still below 50. So generally it takes a while to climb up. And then we use the GMI Financial Conditions Index, and that has a 9-month lead. And with the dollar breaking down even today, it's starting to suggest that this may go even into Q2 2026. So it's like the whole cycle got shifted because rates didn't get adjusted and the dollar was sideways for a period of time. So it feels that potentially there is a chance, and again, there's no guarantees in this world, that we're more like 2020 than we are in 2021.
Yeah,
Or it's spookily similar to 2017 for me.
And it's not just the Middle East. This is all over the world. Russia now holds over 25 billion in Bitcoin and crypto. Russia reportedly holds about 25 billion in crypto, fueled by mining and institutional buying. Is Russia secretly building out a strategic Bitcoin reserve? I think that seems obvious. Because do you realize that Bloomberg is now calling gold physical Bitcoin now? It is amazing how normalized Bitcoin is becoming.
Good time, trading more like gold, just in time for gold to rocket higher. You can see that physical Bitcoin, gold, is up about 9% over the past month in April alone. That has dragged Bitcoin higher, especially in the last couple days. The crypto is up about 6% or so. And take a look at what has happened to tech stocks. In blue, you have the NASDAQ 100 actually lower by 6.5% or so. So Bitcoin may be taking on some safe haven characteristics, at least when it comes to its relationship with gold, Tim.
Physical Bitcoin is what Katie called it. Let's discuss this decoupling between Bitcoin and tech equities. Bloomberg crypto team leader Michael Regan joins us here on...
Countries, billionaires, entities, institutions, we're all thinking the same thing. Even if, like you and me, we own Bitcoin already, I'm thinking, is this a good price level to deploy a little bit more capital, even though I've been a Bitcoin believer for a while. This is the same thing that billionaires are thinking. The third richest man in Mexico, a double-digit billionaire, he's thinking, maybe I should buy a little bit more Bitcoin.
So I'm not very positive about the economy in general. I think that anybody who has an investment portfolio should be extremely careful because of the way that stocks are valued today. It's ridiculous. I don't own a single stock other than gold miners, Bitcoin miners, and in a very small proportion. And that's why my portfolio is 80% Bitcoin and Bitcoin exposure through miners and 20% gold and gold exposure through miners. And that's it. That's my investment portfolio. You know? Yeah, I don't know. Why do I still have gold? Well, I could probably move to 100% Bitcoin, but maybe I need a little bit more time, being an old guy and all that.
Because governments just print money now. That's the new normal. Governments are just printing money. And because they do this, over time, asset prices for quality assets like Bitcoin are just going to keep trending higher. So keep holding. Keep investing into quality. The US will announce that they're buying more Bitcoin soon, I'm sure, in a cost-effective way. Eventually, we'll pass the Bitcoin bill, I hope. Next is going to be the market structure bill. We're just about to pass the stablecoin bill. But even the fact that Trump has already signed an executive order to say, hey, we're keeping our Bitcoin and we're going to accumulate more, every G20 country will have to do what the US is doing. Just take a look at what the US is doing on the state level. Texas becomes the third state to implement a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Arizona, New Hampshire, and now Texas, and 5 other states are getting close. It is amazing to see this going on, and most people have no idea. So much is happening in cryptocurrency. You need to be subscribed and study the market and stay engaged every day. That's why subscribing to channels like ours and other channels, or watch for podcast interviews, or just staying in tune with what leaders in the space are saying and what's actually happening, it's so important. Time in the market is how you become a millionaire. And that's why I hope you subscribe to our channel and continue watching. We do have some banger videos, different interviews, top altcoin videos, deep dives coming out soon. So make sure you subscribe.